lost to the Seahawks, but they're actually one of 22 teams that had at least 3 wins entering this week. That's tied for the most 3-win teams through the first 6 weeks in NFL history. Time to run through which of these teams you guys believe in more. Randy, we'll start with you on the Lions of the Ridge.
Well, if Rex would allow it, I'm just going to believe in the Lions a little bit more. The reason why is because the guy Jared Goff is put up there. Yes, David Montgomery is hurt, but I want to see this kid right here, Jameson Williams, missed the first couple of games with a suspension, but last week he had a 45-yard touchdown like he was shot out of a cannon. This is a big game today. Can't wait to see it, but this young wide receiver right here has a bright future. I want to see him today.
Oh, for me, this one's not even close. The Browns are the better football team right here. This team is absolutely legit. One of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the NFL. They're going to be in every single football game. And the thing that impressed me the most last week, the Elite Head still run 160 yards against the San Francisco 49ers defense. It looks like they're going to get Deshaun Watson back. He just has to play okay, and this is a playoff football team.
Steelers and Rams? I believe in the Rams. Matt Stafford might be playing as well at quarterback as anybody in the National Football League. And oh, by the way, he has his old guy back, Cooper Kupp, who's gone for over 100 yards receiving in both games he's been back. And that combination is absolutely spectacular. I think it continues, and I believe in this team.
All right, fellas, what about Bucks or Falcons? I'd go with the Bucks. Falcons, Ritter's starting to struggle, and then Baker, a great situational quarterback, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions on 3rd down. Baker can put good performances together, and Levante David on defense, still getting it done. I don't know if he's 45 years old, 49. He's been there a while, all right, but he's still getting it done. Baker and David, give me the Bucks in this one. They can still get it done.
For Ken Adam Chester, it's time for Seconds with Chester. No pressure.
All right, Jim, last week we saw 2 games where there were fights before the game. The Browns and 49ers and the Chargers and the Cowboys. Well, the NFL sends out a memo this week to teams warning them that there will be suspensions, ejections, and fines for any teams that start pregame fights again. A reminder that fights for the first time for a player who does a pregame are over 38,000. Second offense over 76,000. We'll see if that curbs some of that enthusiasm. The Browns were involved in those fights. Could be without Kareem Hunt today. We should have enough that new status shortly, Sam.
All right, you got it in. Thanks, Adam. Time now for another edition of You've Got Moss. You can see some of our recent winners right there. Most recently, though, last week, Florida State's Keon Coleman, and he's got the glove. Check it out.
Well, we got Moss this past week. I coached Keon Coleman.
Round of applause. Oh, I can't put that on. Hold on. Appreciate you, man.
You got some free too?
Hey, I appreciate it.
That's so great. So genuine. I'm trying to think. I mean, you were at Florida State for a hot second. If when you were a receiver there, if you would have gotten gloves from a player in the NFL,
I would have done the same exact thing. But hey, the wide receiver coach that they have, Ron Dugans, came in with me. Great mind, great wide receiver coach. Dude, keep doing your job. And hey, Sam, real quick, last week was a little, what's that word, vanilla as far as our plays.
All right.
But this week, I got my man Rex Ryan. Hey, Rex Ryan, I need you to check your pride in at the door because I'm giving you number 1. Let's roll the tape. Let's go number 5. NFL, Saints versus the Texans. Derek Carr, shoulder and all. I see you, Carr. Keep doing your thing for your organization. Chris Olave evades the press coverage. Goes right sideline. Up over Jimmy Ward. Hey, Jimmy, you're Ward. You're going to make a play, but since you didn't, you got Moss.
Let's go number 4, Zach Wilson. He's throwing it downfield to Garrett Wilson. Look at this catch right here.
Come on, Garrett.
That's over Josh Jobe. And, I mean, look at this view is great. Right over the top of Jobe. And you know what? I got to see it. Josh Jobe, you got Moss.
Man, let's go number 3, college football. Mississippi State, Sam versus Arkansas. Mississippi State QB Mike Wright versus receiver Justin Robinson who makes the catch. Over Arkansas, DB Jalen Braxton. Man, you're going up over 3 guys. Man, I see you. Hey, Jalen Braxton, you know what the words are. You got Moss. I got number 2, Ultimate Frisbee. Shane versus BFG. I want you to look at this hard arm thrown by the quarterback throwing this Frisbee. I want you to look at this right here. I see you quarterback. You on the show, you on the segment. Hey, BFG, he got higher than you. Rick Ryan, I said check the guy in the door.
And I'm thinking it, 49ers first round. DJ Walker looks for his receiver. Who is that receiver?
Amari
Amari Cooper, he goes up over Ward right here. What a catch. Hey, Amari Cooper. Man, do I wish I never said the words I said about you, because you are bossing everybody, including myself. This guy, if you ever say something you wish you didn't,
You can look it up, people.
the best ball of his career. I really do. Down, but I said check your pride in the door. When the man's wrong, the man is wrong.
That is actually one of my favorite things about Greg.
Right.
He can own it. When there's only been a few,
Amari Cooper, keep doing your thing.
Yes. All right, we got papers all over the place. You're dropping in Arkansas. Probably say Illinois.
Illinois is what we're at.
All right, let's get to South Philly. I see a Moxie coming in this one. Two of the best offenses in the league as the Dolphins face off with the Eagles. Miami 5-1. And Philadelphia coming off their first loss of the season. Our Sal Pal is live in South Philly. How's it going, Sal?
I'll get lost here by the wind. The wind is so whipped up the last couple of minutes. It's crazy out here. And it has been a crazy week in Philadelphia. A lot of questions swirling around Jalen Hurts after that 3-interception, 4-turnover performance against the Jets, which they lost to New York up in the Meadowlands. But all week long, the coaching staff has made a concerted effort to spread the blame around for what happened against the Jets. Nick Sirianni took accountability for one of the interceptions, and then offensive coordinator Brian Johnson was asked this very specific question in the press conference. I want to read it to you. What did you see or observe in your conversations with quarterback Jalen Hurts, who he's known since 4 years old, since that game on Sunday, about how he's responded? And Johnson completely deflected the question, saying, there's no question in my mind how everybody is going to respond. I think we have a building full of fierce competitors, and when you lose a football game, it sucks. But Jalen Hurts took responsibility after the game and is taking complete accountability for this offense, and he knows he must play better. Number one thing he's got to do, time of snap to release has got to be better. It's second slowest in the National Football League. Only Russell Wilson is worse. And 5 of his 7 interceptions, according to Next Gen Stats, have come without any pressure on Jalen Hurts. So they are on him. They've got to have more balance on offense. Only 22 carries in the game last week against the Jets, and more and better ball distribution in the passing game. A.J. Brown accounts for over 40% of the passing yards, and he should. He's been a beast. Yards after the catch, run after the catch have been off the charts, but they've got to see more of Dallas Goedert and more of Devontae Smith in the passing game. And speaking of which, I've got the Kelly Green jersey of Devontae Smith right here. Today they will be debuting the Kelly Green jersey. Back in the day, 30 years ago, people have been clamoring for these, and I will have more on that on Sunday NFL Countdown coming up. Sam.
Yeah, Sal, Randy's begging for you to bring that one over to the studio. I don't know if you've already claimed it. I actually am curious, real quick, Sal, you were talking about the wind, and we could hear it. It was so loud. Do you think it's bad enough that it'll actually impact the game today?
Well, game time is a long way away, right? It's almost 9 hours to go before game time. So we'll see what the wind is going to be later. You know, I used to be Uncle Wedby on Countdown, but we got a lot of time between now and then. Right. So we'll see. It's definitely windy here. The wind gusts are bad. Like I said, bossed and tossed.
Yeah, look at you. Such a pro. All right, so much of the storyline in this game. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa facing off with Jalen Hurts. These guys began their NFL careers with the 2020 draft. Tua was the 5th overall pick. Hurts went 53rd. The Eagles both are top 5 in QBR over the last 2 seasons. Their time together, of course, goes back to Alabama, where they were teammates for 2 seasons and helped the Crimson Tide win the 2017 National Championship. Take a look back at the journey of these 2 QBs.
Hey, Paul, first off, man, I love the show. I know you don't cover the NFL much, but I did want to get your thoughts on the matchup between Tua Tagovailoa and Jalen Hurts this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting question. Well, I've covered college football for more than 40 years. I
have never seen a bigger quarterback competition in my life. The whole sports world has to stop and think about how did it all begin.
Why do you continually try to get me to say something that doesn't respect one of them? I'm not going to. So quit asking. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts!
You can't tell one story without talking about the other.
What do you think of the way your two careers have taken off in the NFL after competing together at Alabama?
It's been great to see things he's been able to do over his career. Hopefully, I hope he continues success.
Probably see each other before the game to wish each other luck, but at the end of the day, we're both trying to help our teams win. Jalen came in highly regarded
rivals.
2016 as with Alabama was really a player of the national championship. But then the rumor started when Tua was being recruited. First time I heard about it was in 2015. They're not going to play this guy without this way. Anywhere you go, you're going to answer them. You know, and I mean, why not come to the best place? This guy is going to change everything.
Down 13, they have a decision to make in terms of quarterback play.
We're in the locker room, we're down. Coach Saban just comes up to me and tells me, you know, you're going to start the second half. This was not something that was like a spur of the moment. Tua may not be ready for this, but you know, it may be our best chance. I was just sheer opportunity.
Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins!
And not long after you see the play, you'll see Jalen Hurts on the sideline. And he's got to go out there 5-minute later and put on a happy face.
He's good for stuff like this. You know, he has the impact, and I'm so happy for him, happy for this team.
The way Jalen handled that moment, it's the personification of what it's supposed to be about with Rare Lakers.
The national champs are back on the field, and the storyline everyone's talking about, who's the quarterback going to be next year?
Finishing with the install, that's the one where you guys are going to have to change. You know what I'm saying, Jalen? The relationship was respectful to one another. I mean, I think Tua really respected Jalen for what he had accomplished, and I do think Jalen looked at Tua and respected, wow, this guy is really talented. There was times where you just go, wow, they both made each other better. Sometimes he would vent to me a little bit about his frustration with his role.
There's always been an elephant in the room, trying to handle the situation now. The news is kind of late.
Then I would just have to try to bring him back to, hey man, you're one play away from being the quarterback. You want to make sure you're prepared if that happens. How ironic, in the SEC championship game, we're down, Tua gets hurt, and Jalen comes off the bench, man, and played his butt off.
Jalen calls his own number, and he is in. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts! Alabama wins!
What was awesome to see was you know, Tua included. I'm so proud of this guy for what he's done this year. I can't even tell you.
You asked the question, why did Jalen Hurts stay? I think he stayed for that moment. In that one moment, Jalen Hurts forever cemented his legacy as the University of Alabama.
It's a compound effect of not just those times in Alabama, but a number of different experiences. And I think I've grown as a person throughout my whole entire career.
I got a lot of respect for Jalen. He's been a great competitor since I got there to Alabama. I know it'll be a good game and wish him the best of luck as we play.
A trip down memory lane, something this guy remembers very well, the head coach of Alabama, Nick Saban. Coach, thanks for joining us. I'm just wondering, when you're watching that piece back, kind of the flashback to that time in your life, what stands out to you most about the time that you spent with Tua and Jalen?
I think the class that both of those guys had as people, as competitors, and how important it was, how important their team was to them. Put the team first. I remember the conversation when Jalen decided to stay. I said, look, if you want to play in the NFL someday, and I know that you know, you have get better as a passer. Reading things better, get the ball out of your hand quicker. And you can do that just as well
If you
by
want
staying here
at
and
a
practice every day because of the type of offense we have as you can in else. And he decided to do that and he embraced it. But you know, the thing that was classy about these guys is they always supported each other. They competed against each other, they respected each other, but they supported each other in every game that we played.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you specifically about Jalen, and exactly in that regard, there's no blown away with his mental toughness and approach to just not only football but life. Like, what do you think it was? What did you see back then when you went through that situation? Maybe helped him get to where he's been. Were there any lessons learned? Having to sit and watch and develop his game, as you said, that helped him rise to the level he's at now?
I honestly wouldn't. Jalen actually went through a performance in passer. During the years that he wasn't playing, then in the years that he did play, 126 as a starter. But then, you know, Tua came along with the national championship game. But I really do think that the conversation that we had, it really took it to heart that I'm going to become a better passer. I'm going to become a better ball in my hand quicker, try to get more accurate. I really do think dramatically one year that he played. And when he got an opportunity, he went great.
Coach, with all the explosive offenses on the football field, your quarterback Tua has been putting up some incredible numbers. Running back most of his league 80 touchdowns. Tariq Hill's wide receivers first in receiving yard. Just by looking on the outside, how would you slow this offense down? Good question.
I got enough offenses in the SEC to try to slow down. I don't have time to be thinking about that. That's one of the reasons I can't enjoy watching the game. Because every time I watch a game, I start thinking about how would we be defending this. And it's not even any fun. I have to work 14 hours a day trying to figure it out. So I can't even answer that. But they do have a lot of talented players. And, but Tua is a quick decision maker. He'll get the ball out of his hand quick, understands the offense well. It doesn't surprise me that with the players he's surrounded with, he's having a great year.
I'm going to say this, and it's always great to see you, Coach. One thing you know about getting a player from Alabama and coaching them at Nick Saban, football's important. They're going to be great teammates, every one of these guys, and they're not afraid of compete. That's why every single team has a roster full of former Nick Saban players. And I'm just saying, right now, with the way that the structure is, it's all, NIL, all about individuals. This many pieces about the team, and that's why, trust me on this, man. I mean, that's why you love getting players from this guy right here.
Let me say this, that we try to get our players to create value for themselves so that they can play at the next level. But these two guys that you're talking about playing against each other tonight, it's almost destiny the way these guys work with each other, that they would have a chance to do it again in the NFL, and I'm very proud of both of them.
Coach, I wanted to ask you another player that you coached in the Patriot quarterback in Mac Jones. Mac's struggling a little bit now, but back when you coached him, for all the years that you coached him, when he would have those 2-3 weeks of practices that struggled, how did you get him out?
I used to call Mac John McEnroe. Tennis combination. He said, when you mess up in tennis, you get to throw your racket. You can't do that in football. You got 10 other guys looking at you. You got to have a positive attitude. I shouldn't have completed the pass or didn't complete the pass based on your body language. Because your body language isn't affecting everybody else. And he grew out of that. And the year that he started here and had a great year, he wasn't that way at all. So I don't know what's happening now. I don't get to see these games. Sunday's a big work day for us in terms of our preparation, so I don't see him play all the time. I know the Patriots aren't doing great. I don't hear great things about how he's doing, but I think if he just settles in and focuses on the next play and not get upset and frustrated, he'll probably play a lot better.
That's great, though.
That's great insight. Wait, but I'm curious now, because I know you're a busy man, especially this time of year. You're telling me, I heard you say to Randy, you can't watch the games because it's like it hits too close to home. You're trying to figure out, scheming things up. You're telling me you're not going to watch Tua and Jalen tonight? Wait a second.
Well, the only reason I'll have an opportunity to do that is we have a bye week this week, and
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Okay, and I've known you long enough now to know you're not going to answer this question if I ask you who you take in this game and who you think's going to win.
We have a bye week.
Please tell me.
Bye. Well, the only reason is when we have a bye week.